Welcome to Renewing Your Mind, where we explore the timeless wisdom of Florence Scovel Shinn's classic book, The Game of Life and How to Play It. I'm Alexis, and in this series, we'll dive deep into the principles that can transform your life. Florence's teachings are all about harnessing the power of your thoughts and words to create a life of abundance, success, and joy. Whether you're looking to improve your career, relationships, or overall well-being, her insights provide you with ideas that'll help you achieve your dreams. Join me as we uncover practical strategies and inspiring stories that show just how powerful your mind can be. Subscribe now and hit the notification bell so you won't miss any episodes. Now let's jump into renewing our minds together. Chapter 8 is entitled Intuition or Guidance. And it's in this chapter that Florence is really pointing out the fact that we will receive some sort of hunch or urge to do something after we've set our intention. So whenever we're manifesting here in this 3D realm, we know that we first have to speak it. You have to say what it is that you want. You got to think it. It first has to be an idea of some sort or image that you have. And then once you are clear on what it is that you want, sometimes you'll get an urge or some sort of intuitive guidance to take some sort of action. And the purpose of this chapter is to explain the importance of following the intuitive lead that you get. Follow the hunch, okay? And she gives a lovely affirmation for asking for the intuitive guidance. And she puts it like this: Infinite Spirit, reveal to me the way. Let me know if there is anything for me to do. As always, you can replace that with God, universe, source, the creator of all that is. But you're asking, after you set your intention, you got clear on what it is that you want. You're asking to have the path revealed to you and to let you know if there's anything that you need to do. And a lot of the times the doing here isn't necessarily what we think it may be. The doing could be as simply as go take a bath, as simple as go to the store, as simple as go take a nap. Like sometimes that's all the doing that we need to do so that spirit can be working in the background and bringing to us whatever we're attracting, however you're vibrating at that time. The important part, though, again, as stated before, is just to follow whatever the hunch or that intuitive guidance that you get. It's extremely important that you follow it. So then she gives a lot of examples in this chapter about following intuitive hunches. And one in particular was about a woman who was looking for a large sum of money, and she received the intuitive hunch to give $100 to someone. So she did follow her hunch, and Florence points out giving opens the way for receiving. And this was important to me because I'm not sure if you ever heard of the law of the vacuum, which if you haven't, go look it up. It's amazing. But all it says basically is that the universe dislikes empty space. So whenever there is a void of some sort, the universe, which is nothing more than a 3D realm, then tries to fill it with something else. So if you are in need of, let's say, like in the example, the money, this person needed a large sum, so they took some of what they had, their $100, and they blessed it to someone else. And it was at that point that void, there was now a void, there was now a vacuum that needed to be filled. And then it got filled. That person did get what they were intending. So just know that even if it's down to like decluttering your home, for instance, getting rid of the old clothes because you're looking for a new wardrobe, or maybe some old furniture or some other things where you're moving things out of the way so that increase in the abundance can come to you. Okay. So, another thing that she points out in this chapter is man limits his own supply with his limited vision. Okay. And because of the limited vision, they limit their action, whatever the action is that they are being led to take. So, remember that God is our supply. We already said that in a previous chapter. God supplies all of our needs. We just put the demand out there, and the creator of all that is, source, whatever you call that energy, supplies all of those needs. But we can hold it up if we are not taking whatever hunch, whatever action that we are being led to take. So I do want to give an example of this, a natural 2024 type example. You could be believing for a house. Let's say you're going to move and you set your intentions, you already spoke out what you want, and you got clear on everything. And then throughout the day, you just have a sudden urge to go to the store. Let's say you have a sudden urge to go to Target, and you're not quite sure why, but you have the urge to go. And so you end up going to Target. And let's say you walk around and during your trip at Target, some kind of way, you run into a realtor and you two actually exchange information because this realtor has this amazing house that just came on the market and hasn't even been listed yet. And it's everything that you were looking for. And there you go. You could get your house that way. Or maybe while you're on your way to said Target, you see a for sale sign, on the side of the road. So inspired action, when we're taking these little hunches or these little nudges, they don't always seem like they go with whatever it is that you're doing or whatever it is that you ask for. But it's still important to just follow your natural flow. And from my personal experience, when we have those intuitive nudges, they literally feel just like you. It's not this, and I'm not saying it can't be, because it can be some, big dramatic voice, or it can be whatever. But from my personal experience, my intuitive nudges literally sound like me. The same way you get thirsty and you're just like, oh, I want something to drink, I'm going to get me some water. It's literally what my intuitive nudges feel like. Same thing. It doesn't feel different. It's just a idea and the urge to go do it. Like, hey, I'm going to go do this. And then it turns out where I can see it goes with whatever it is that I asked for. So remember to follow those nudges. And then we want to refrain from trying to use logic and reason, because that will talk us out of this situation in a minute. Let's just go back to the original example of Target. You could use all kind of, okay, well, we don't have the money for me to go shopping right now. I don't need anything in particular at Target right now, so there's no point in me going. You can use all kind of logic and reason. Oh, it's the worst time. There's traffic. Maybe, it's after work for a lot of people or something like that. And you could literally talk your way out of your supply. Okay. So let's not talk our way out of our supply. We want to make sure that we are following all these intuitive nudges. And one other thing I do want to point out is that she talks about the fact that there's mental correspondence for everything that you have in your life right now. Every good, bad, indifferent, there's some sort of mental correspondence to it. So whether your body is sick, whether your finances don't necessarily look the way you want them to look, there is something in your mind, something you're thinking, a way that you're believing about yourself or that said situation that's causing it. So we do want to make sure to continue to understand, this is the theme of this entire book, of the game of life and how to play it. Any external inharmony has some sort of link to an internal, aka a mental inharmony. Okay. So if there's something that is not how you want it to be, it is because of something of how you're thinking. Okay. So make sure that we have those thoughts in line with whatever it is that we're believing for, whatever it is that we're intending to bring into this world. Because remember, your words are like a boomerang. Whatever goes out in thought or in speech is going to come back to you. And so if there's anything that's not in alignment with what you want, then you want to check in on how you've been thinking. So again, the homework for this week is to make sure to follow any intuitive nudges. But even before that, make sure to get clear on what it is that you want. Whatever it is you're desiring, whatever it is that you want to bring into your 3D reality, make sure to get clear on it and then follow those intuitive nudges. So I look forward to seeing you next week with Chapter 9.